Hey there everybody, this is Jacob Young with White Wolf Films. I have a review for you today. I'm going to be reviewing the Best Light 308C. A lot of cool stuff with this guy, so stay tuned for more. So one of the reasons I specifically chose this light was its fairly slim design. I did compare it with other LED light panels around similar price ranges on the market, and the 308C came in at one of the slimmer dimensions is what I've seen. You also get the niceties of having a fully dimmable light, which I will get back into that later. So like I said, I do need a slimmer LED light panel. That is what's first attracted me to the Best Light 308C, something that I can mount on my camera, go out by myself, not have to use like an external light pole or have someone else hold it. When you get really big, bulky light panels and you throw them on top of your cameras, they can sometimes tend to kind of throw the balance off. So I do like keeping my camera setup pretty lightweight for portability. I'm shooting on the Sony a7S, so it's already a smaller mirrorless camera. So this Best Light with its smaller kind of sleek design, especially giving you the functionality of being able to dim, this is definitely one of my favorite features of the Best Light 308C. Okay, so the weight on the Best Light comes in at about 400 grams. Now keep in mind that this is the Sony f970 battery, which is compatible with the Best Light. I don't have the specific weights on the actual Sony battery, but I mean, if it were me, I would say the battery weighs, if not the same, maybe a little bit more than the Best Light itself. So when you do add this big bulky battery to it, get ready for a little bit of added weight. So one thing that is super cool about the 308C is it has 308 LEDs versus most to the similar size are going to have about 160. So this thing does get very, very, very bright. I believe it has a color temperature of 3300 to 5600. Don't quote me on that. But it does have a very dynamic range. You can get your very bright shots if you're farther away, or if it's very dark and you want to maintain a lower ISO so you don't totally kill your image quality, or at the same time, you know, if it's light, you do have the option to dim it down so you can get, you know, some good key light, maybe some background light. It's all up to you what you want to do with this thing. It does give you the options because it is fully dimmable, which I think is super, super cool. It's very easily adapted to a light pole or even a tripod. I have an A-Faith tripod, which I'll do a review on a little bit later. Very awesome tripod considering the price that you pay for it. Regardless, it does come with an adapter to make mounting and unmounting the LED light itself a little bit easier. I normally just use the threaded screw, you know, most tripods use, but that is something to keep in mind. Okay, so overall, I am very, very impressed with this LED light panel. There is a few things I would have preferred different. A built-in battery would have been nice, or if they didn't have a built-in battery, maybe some different options for batteries, because like I said, I'm using these Sony batteries right here, which are very heavy and bulky. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Overall, the fact that it's very slim, it's very lightweight. Like I said, it only comes in at about 400 grams, so it's pretty dang light. It's a plastic construction, from what I can tell. It is very portable, and I do really like that. It doesn't feel cheap. The actual panel on the back, everything feels very sturdy. The wheel itself feels very nice. Overall, for the price that I paid, and I believe I paid $63 without the battery kit or anything, it came with a few different filters and light diffusers, as well as the wireless remote and the stand. I believe that this is one of the best light panels that you can get, best bang for your buck. You can go out there and spend, you know, 100 to 500 bucks on a very nice lighting setup, or you can go out there for, you know, budget lighting effects and spend $60. So I am going to be doing a little bit of a showreel for you guys, kind of walking around with it on top of my camera. I'm going to be mounting it on a Sony a7S. ISO settings that I'm going to be running at are roughly in between, I would say in between 200 to 500 ISO. I don't want to crank it up super high. That way you guys can really see what the light is doing, not what the camera is doing, because any of you who are familiar with the A7S, it is a camera that does very, very well in low light situations. So like I said, I'm going to be running at a lower ISO. My shutter speed will be at about 50. I think that's normally what I keep it on and what I'll keep it on for the entirety of this video. Let's get to it and show you guys what this thing can do.